Good evening. Thank you and welcome to our edition of Facebook Live that comes to you from Kenya every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. First and foremost, I'd like to make an apology that unfortunately we didn't go live last week. For those who are tuned in or waiting for us to be on Facebook, we sincerely apologize for that. More so is we apologize for. Oops, thank you. Yeah, so I'd like to apologize for that, and I want to say anybody who has tuned in today, we come to you live from Nairobi every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Kenyan time to 9 p.m. Kenyan time. Yes, there are 7 billion different people in the world, each with their own individual characteristics and traits. Tall people, short people, black people, white people, fat people, thin people. We have all kinds of people in the world. 7 billion different people, each with their own individual characteristics. And it's amazing that just from maybe 2 human beings, the world has grown to 7 billion different people with their own different characteristics. And I say that story to tell you about what we are also doing with tea. Apparently tea is, has a breeding characteristic like human beings, where when 2 different plants, generate an offspring, the third tea is uniquely different from each of the 2 parents. So at the Tea Research Institute of Kenya, they currently have over 1,000 different clones of tea. These 1,000 different clones have each unique characteristics in the kind of tea they produce, and more so, depending on the environment they grow, that could multiply to several other thousands different kinds of teas. So at Tumoi Teas, we would like to be, your personal tea producer, to make the specific kind of tea for you. So unlike what is done in Kenya, where processing of tea is, of mixed clones, so to say, nobody has been doing a unique clonal processing. Tumoi Teas has ventured into that. Every tea that we produce for you is from a particular clone. And I think we'll start naming them, actually. I'm thinking we need to name every particular clone and the tea it produces by a specific name. So what this means is, we will be able to give you teas that you probably have never seen from Kenya. This particular week, and that's really what brought up these stories, scouting the farms in Nandi and Kericho where we source our leaf from, we've discovered one clone that, yes, has been in existence, but nobody has particularly used it to produce, black and oolong teas. I'd like to tell you from our experiments, you will see a black tea that you have never, ever seen from any other tea from Kenya. More so, we think the oolong teas will be, quite nice. I mean, our first and second experiments gave a tea with, some buttery note, which is very, very nice. So we are now almost completely done with mapping of the clones. And we will be using different clones for every kind of tea. A particular clone for a green tea, of course the purple tea for the purple teas. And actually I would like to add, specifically with purple teas, we have another 5 or 6 clones that, now are in the nursery and, maybe in a year or 2 would be ready for production. So we just thought to share with you that, like human beings, we could produce 7 billion different kinds of tea clones. And probably there's just one clone for everybody in the world. And Tumoi Teas would gladly gladly work to produce the same tea for you. Yes, Paul, I see your question. Is clone a cultivar? That's right. A tea clone is the same thing as a tea cultivar. Thank you, Alfred, for watching from Uasin Gishu County. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, so a tea clone is like a tea cultivar. And yes, as I said, the Tea Research Institute has over 1,000 cultivars. And, you know, we've really, in working through the farms, identified one that is giving you a black tea like no other. Thank you very much for tuning in. We ask you to join us every Saturday, and yeah, see you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.